1967 Dodge Dart GT, originally California car 225, air conditioning car. Made its way to Alabama, where then a guy from Tennessee had bought it, Knoxville, Tennessee. So in January in 2015, I went from Ohio to Tennessee to pick it up. And lo and behold, I moved to Nashville 3 years later, and here it is again. Had a slant 6 that we thought was at least date coded original. Went to go change to the Super 6 setup with the 2-barrel and had a cracked block. Just so happens, my in-laws moved to Nashville before I do, and I'm on Craigslist trying to find another motor. And somebody in Louisville had pulled out their slant 6 that was just freshly rebuilt to put a 440 in it. Slant 6 transmission, $400. Father-in-law picks it up on the way back to Columbus. We had it in and out on the weekend. Most of this is all original. I try to keep it as original as possible. It's just a fun daily driver. Don't have to worry about it. It's not something that you got to park 10 miles away and feel like you can never drive it. It's always sitting in a garage, so it'll get up and go just about anywhere. Mostly original. I have all of the plumbing for the air conditioning that goes around through here. The evaporator is still on there. Everything interior-wise is as original as it gets, except for the radio. I've got my temporary air conditioner right now. Handy-dandy fan that plugs into the cigarette lighter. It does what it needs to do on a hot summer day.
Smells stock.
Yes.
God, I love that smell. I haven't smelt that. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. It turns heads just about everywhere you go just because somebody has driven them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not one of those top dollar cars. It's like, ooh, everybody runs up to. It's personal to people. Like, hey, my grandfather had. Growing up as kids, we took our big family vacations in it. Hey, let's stop and talk about it. Just about every gas station you go to, somebody wants to talk about it.
It's a 1965 Plymouth Sport Fury. It's a 318A polyhead. It's been bored 30 over, makes it a 323. It's got dome top pistons, custom ground camshaft, courtesy of Bruce Toth. Lion single plane intake, hodgepodge 450/600 carburetor, TTI headers, rebuilt transmission, 727 torque flight, 8 3/4 rear end, 323 gear. But Dyna says it puts down about 350, but you know, that's hoping. So, but she's been a good old car. The only updating that we've done is we brought the brakes in 1968 because it had single circuit brakes before, and if you know anything about those, one goes, they all go. So we did that. It's still got points, still got mechanical fuel pump. It stayed in the 60s. I'm the third owner. I recently, just a few months ago, brought it back to the second owner that drove it in high school, and she loved it. She loved seeing it. She didn't drive it though because she thought she'd be sad driving it. But she knows where it's at, and we're friends on Facebook, so she gets to see it. Anything that you can't see, everything you can't see has been replaced. It needs a paint job. It's got new rear springs, new everything. It's got springs out of a 66 convertible, so that's why it sits up a little higher in the back. But new brake lines, new fuel lines, new tank. There ain't much on this car that ain't been touched. It's got a modern radio, but it looks like a factory unit. It's the only thing I've added is that tach. And so, but that radio's got Bluetooth and voice control and XM, and it's got a new 4x10 under the dash and new 9 and 6x9s in the rear. So it sounds really good. The only thing that don't work is the horn. So okay. That's the only thing. It may not be pretty, but it gets the job done. Yeah, who cares? She gets driven, so she stays dry. She don't stay in the grass, so she don't stay in the garage either. But she gets driven, so she stays dry.
It's a small block 350. Got it at a car show, sold by a retired Air Force veteran, and it's a 4-speed manual. Reason he was selling it is because he said he was getting too old to drive manual. I'm happy about it. Got it for a good deal. It's got power steering, power brakes, AC, and out of the 3 old cars that I have, this is the best driving one. You want to look at the inside?
It was actually a show. Well, we've got documentation in the magazine where it was a show. Blue Ribbon winner, 2 different shows. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a show car for a long time. Guy that had it when it was a show car trailered it everywhere. I believe it was originally painted like this in the 90s.
There it is again. Look at that.
Went to go do Tri-5 Nationals, and we were going to trailer it up there, and when we were pulling it onto the trailer, it was a little bit wider than the trailer and ended up scraping the door. So we just went, forget it, we'll just drive it, and drove it all the way there.
Yeah.
We're completely
We bought
fine.
it to enjoy, so let's enjoy it.
It was fantastic.
And now I'd like to introduce you to a new segment here at Bennett's Hot Rod Garage called Stupid Shop Projects. That's stupid! To keep everybody sane and not just working on everybody else's stuff, we got built some goofy stuff too. And this is probably going to be one of the goofiest things you've ever seen. I've got a Gazelle kit car that was given to me, and we took the little Chevette engine out of it, and we're going to put a small block Chevrolet in this car, and it is just going to be stupid. That comes up for the name Stupid Shop Projects. Probably going to go to the Redneck Rumble in Lebanon with the car, Lebanon, Tennessee, which is coming up in June. You could look up the Redneck Rumble. There's Grease Monkey Magazine. Tommy Williams, hey, you know, I know you put all this on. You work really hard for the Redneck Rumble, and I try and bring something every year that's just slightly different. This is probably going to be one of the most different things I've ever brought to you. And I just want customers to know that Stupid Shop Projects do not interfere with the work we're doing on the real cars, because this is the guys come in on Sunday and they're doing this, and it's just for fun. So no, we're not taking time away from any customer cars to build this, but if all we do is work and not do stupid things, it won't be nearly as much fun. This is a little Chevette 4-cylinder automatic that was in our Gazelle, and of course we're going better, faster, stronger with a V8 and a turbo 350, and you know, in a 1,500-1,600 pound car, it's going to be a handful, but that's what we're shooting for. It'll be fun. A little fabrication, a lot of spare parts that are laying around the shop are going to get welded to that car or bolted to that car, so we can not only get a car out of here and have some fun with it, but get rid of a bunch of stuff that's been laying around. This is our little 150cc go-kart death machine that behind the scenes Joe is actually working out a way that we can turbocharge this, which is not going to make it a Subaru WRX. It's only going to add a couple of pounds of boost. That's going to be a fun shop thing that we can do. And I originally was looking for a 2-seat go-kart that I could drive my little granddaughters around the yard in and you know, have some fun, and then we get it down here and it's like, no, let's make it fast and make it stupid, so we end up upside down and probably injured, and you know, Dad can come to the hospital and take videos of us in bed, I broke my arm off, that kind of thing. But it's fun. It's a go-kart. You know, I'm a kid at heart. And in case any of you are wondering, it does start and run, so that's
Never mind.
we got a new carburetor that we just got yesterday from Taiwan or somewhere thereabouts. $31 for a brand new carburetor. Why even bother rebuilding and just take that one off and throw it outside? We'll probably put air in the tires and stuff. That's one of the big mods we're going to do to it, is air up the tires so they're not flat. Like my car sitting out front for 2 weeks with a flat tire because I'm too lazy to fix it.
What do you know, Joe?
I don't know anything.
That's behind the scenes Joe. You can't show him.
So what are you not doing today? Because we're not supposed to know, Joe.
We're just trying to get this go-kart to run so we can do something really dangerous and stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid! Just a quick update on the Mustang, because you've seen a lot of it, but we put the top braces for the fender aprons in, started grinding welds down so we can smooth things out. I've got the strut braces for the front of it that'll go in. We're going to start doing routine body work on this car and get it ready for paint. It's going to be, you know, beautiful. They call them, Ford calls it candy apple red. It's not candy apple red, it's just red. That's what color we're going to paint the car. Bobby's been working on Cindy's Coronet. We're not going to sandblast a lot of this car simply because I don't want to. So we're going to grind down what's there. We did find a little bit of filler. Hey, it's a 50-year-old car. It's probably been banged up a little bit here and there, but it's not bad. The car had one repaint on it, and it was just pretty minor damage. And you'll see more of that coming up. We're actually going to put a roof skin on this car, so we'll do kind of the in-depth thing on the removal and putting a roof skin on a car.
Stripping undercoating off the car.
What's the method for that?
Several.
What's the best one?
I ain't found one yet. It's taking forever. I think I might have to switch to a wire wheel. I've tried the hammer and the chisel. I've tried heating it up, scraping it off. I've tried a little air chisel to try to get it off. I've tried the needle scaler to get it off. Nothing's doing it easy.
Wow. That's not a quick job, though, for sure.
No. Everywhere it's undercoated, yeah. Look how thick it is right here. We'll bling a chunk at you.
Yeah, it's actually coming together now. This is awesome.
Yep. Now is cleaning up the welds and whatnot
Yeah.
that are underneath, so it's smooth like it was when it was new. We found this sandblasting, so I ordered pieces for that, but we're not going to really do the entire piece. We're going to do what needs to be done. We have these pieces here new, but we left them on to locate the aprons.
Okay.
And then this, of course, this gets all seam sealed in here, so you won't see anything or know that it's been done. It'll just be an exceptionally clean Mustang. Cut the spot welds up, but there's 8,000 spot welds in it, so it just better get new ones. So they're coming.
What is that called?
That is your strut rod brace.
Strut rod brace.
Yep. Sent a bunch of stuff off to Sandblaster again today. He's got to come back and do more of the bottom of this car, but we're moving on it.
I told you once we get started on it, it'll go quick.
Move, definitely. So you weld it and then you clean
smooth
the
it
weld,
off.
smooth it off.
Just put a little skim coat on it and clean it up so it's all smooth. Because we're doing what's called plug welds. You drill a hole, weld it all the way through, but they were spot welding, and we just don't have that.
Right.
But it's solid as rock. We actually put extra welds in places and things like that. It'll just make it stronger than the original car was. Not that it was weak. It's just it looked like there were places that could use a weld, but we put a weld on. Again, like I said, measure all the time. So we had that nose on the car and off the car twice before we put it on in place to get ready to weld it. And we got Matt now. He's with us now. He's
Hey, Matt.
certified MIG TIG welder, mechanic, body man, all-around guy like everybody else is. So
But is he nice?
he gets along great. Yeah, he's good. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Jim?
I like it. I don't ever want to see this on the side again, but
Yeah, I know, right?
this is the one and only time I want to see it on the side.
It's all welded together. These holes here, all the floor supports. It's welded in. Your rear torque boxes were still good, so we saved them. So that's the front torque box, and they were shot. So I'm surprised you could even close the doors on this car. But it's just immensely stronger than it was when you brought it in here. So
Well, thank you. That's awesome.
it's going to be a good car.
It's going to be a great car. It's going to be June's car.
I figured it's probably going to be June's car.
When it's red, it's mine.
But it'll be probably one of the cleanest ones around, there's no doubt. I mean, it's for somebody to go to this extent on a restoration on a Mustang it's a lot. It's a lot. But
So what of it is original?
well,
What did we come in with?
this door frame, the roof, we've replaced a lot of parts on this car, but we've with the exception of some of the patches we've got to do, we've eradicated the rust from this car.
That's good.
So consider the fact that 50 years later, it was rusty. Now you're going to take care of it. It'll be well beyond 50 years before it even begins to do it again.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
keep it inside.
I am.
And you're, like I said, when it's done, you'll have the book that has photographs all the way through it. Plus, people can go back and reference the videos that we've done on the car and see everything that's been done. Again, there's nothing hidden. It's all, what you see is what you get. We're not. There's a hole here that at some point somebody hooked to tow it, and that's not where you hook it.
Yeah.
So that one was completely torn. So we cut it out, straighten the things out, and put a plate in there. This one we should be able to straighten okay.
You got a floor. I know. You got a floor.
You ain't gonna fall through it when I step on it?
Nope.
This is awesome. I got a floor.
And I mean that, when you look at these parts of the car, because it's a unibody car, it's all integrity. All of these pieces together
Structural. That's what
come,
makes
and
it.
that's your frame. The torque boxes are a major component, and yours were, shot,
Yeah.
beyond shot. But again, it's old
Nothing
technology, so it was made. Water would get trapped in there, and they didn't care. They were selling Mustangs.
Right.
So it still will. It's like I was telling June. Be kind to it. Keep it inside.
Oh, it's gonna be in the garage. I'm clearing the garage out
Yeah.
for it. It's gonna be
But
in the garage.
50 years later, it was that rusty. It won't be anywhere near that in 50 years.
So my daughter will be driving it in 50
Oh, yeah.
years.
Yeah. Yep. And then the car will be 100 years old.
Yeah.
So,
And worth a fortune.
yes, and worth
Worth
a
a
fortune. Yeah.
That is so cool. Well, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. I was telling Bobby, man, I appreciate his work.
And Matt, too.
And Matt.
Matt's just a master welder.
Yeah,
So,
he's been killing it.
yep.
Awesome.
All day long. I don't believe, I've been doing this since I was a kid. I don't think I've spent an entire day welding.
Well done on it.
And he was in there the entire day and the day before that.
Makes
So
the day go by so fast.
it does. I know. Days go by fast here. They do.
Did you enjoy doing it?
I did. Every wheel.
That makes a difference. It's not a have to, it's a get to.
The cool thing about it is we're not repairing somebody's Kia that whacked into a light pole.
Right.
You just drone your way through that and fix the car and you're done with it and whatever. This is a piece of American history that we're actually completely disassembling, beyond disassembling, and then reassembling the car. So from here on out, it really starts to pick up speed.
That's awesome.
Because now that we've got the structural integrity of the car, we can go ahead and do whatever body work we got to do and get ready to start painting. So,
Awesome.
and then we'll figure out what I need for suspension and what, but all that stuff is going to be brand new. So you're going to a Ford dealer and buying a brand new 1968 Mustang, but better.
And she'll be safe driving it.
She'll be safe driving it, but will she drive it safely?
No. He knows her way too well already. I can't wait. This is awesome. Just incredible. These guys are artists. I'm sorry. You're going to be limped into an artist now. I'm sorry. It's not just welding. It's creating something. Well, it's American history, automotive
101.
101. It's
Yeah.
creation. This is just a classic car.